Hello everybody. Hi, how are you? I'm excited. I'm excited. Last 2 times that I did an impromptu video and found an impromptu book or got sent an impromptu book were amazing. I loved every second and loved being surprised with something so good. I was scrolling through Book Talk, as you do. I lived there, saw something. It was this video, like exactly this video.
Me copyrighted sexy music that will not get me copyrighted. Very attractive music that will not get me copyrighted.
Color my Tina Belcher Wattpad fanfiction self intrigued. So I immediately looked for the book and got it. I thought I'd share it with you. So this is gonna be me reading a book from an author that I found on TikTok. Fingers crossed. I've never seen the author, I've never heard about the author, and I've never seen the book, and I am in so many fucking book clubs. So many book clubs, and some are riskier than others, and this has never been mentioned, and it's supposed to be mentioned there, but it's a new book. And yeah, let's just see. I'm excited. This is random. Let's just see. What's an intro? Listen, this author writes dark romance books, okay? But still, I wasn't expecting this fucking intro. What? So we're introduced to Dia. Before we even get introduced to her, we are introduced to a certain situation that may or may not give you butterflies in this other region. My back slams painfully against the tile of the bathroom wall, hard enough to force some of the breath out of me. That's going to hurt tomorrow. I love it. I love it too, girl. So you're introduced with this whole situation with our protagonist being held at a point, and you're like, am I being mugged? Am I being held against my will? What's going on? Until she says this. There's something about this man I just can't resist. No matter how hard I fight against my base impulse. And I wonder floatingly if my victims feel this defenseless. It is a first-person POV, which I absolutely love. Makes it feel more real, in my opinion. This is my first time reading from this author. Her name is Rathe, I'm sorry. And the book is Revelations, like I showed you. And I love the writing style because it is intriguing as fuck. Like, even if you don't like the story or you're still not understanding, because the first part is still world building. And this is one of the books that you understand what's going on during the world building. And it's surprising, and I love it. I like the writing so far. When I say intriguing, I mean so fucking intriguing. You do not know what's going on and you just want to know. So we're introduced to this. We start from this with this POV that's getting mugged, and then we discover that she's getting something else, and we discover that she's not the victim in this situation. She's actually something. I don't want to spoil in case you want to read this, but it's so good so far. Let me just say, no, let me not just say. Already, I'm not even halfway through the book, literally just fucking started, and there's inclusion of mental health struggles, which I like always in books, not necessarily like they don't have to be everywhere, but I like them because they're real and realistic. There's also inclusion of different shit, like it's an inclusive book when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to race, when it comes to, like, the protagonist herself is plus size. She keeps referring to herself as a heavy girl, someone as heavy as me, you know, stuff like that. So we know that she's plus size, and I love that. It's surprising to see inclusion of stuff because of the nature of the story, but I love this. Like, it's not only focusing on the smut aspect. A little bit later, we got introduced to Amber, who is a bar owner, and first of all, I love Amber, and I liked how we're getting introduced to the characters. We like drinking coffee and read smut. Same. I know I'm gonna love this fucking book just from this quote. It's a mix of contemporary, fantasy, paranormal romance, dark romance so far, and a lot of smut. And that's a lot, like, it's good. I love each of those parts on their own, and them mixed together is just perfect, and I am loving what it's given me so far. Like, the more I read, you think, oh, this is risque, this is a little, oh, there's more. Oh, okay, there's more. Okay, there's more. And then we hit a scene that rhymes with corgi, and then I'm just like, okay, there's a lot more. I'm not even halfway through. Wow, keeps getting inclusive. Oh my god, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. I'm sorry. I'm like too excited. So Dea is a succubi, a succubus, and if you don't know what that is, then a succubus is a female demon who lives off of life force of men while doing things. Like, it will take your life force while giving head or something. I can't put it down. Have I slept? No, I have not. I have not slept. What? What in the Wattpad smut fanfiction am I reading? New shit just happened. New person dropped. So we've had a new POV. Okay? And shit got wild. Alright, so we have a curvy, sexy, delicious succubus that needs to kill in a special way, if you know what I mean, to live, right? And we have these things looking after her and like trying to hunt her down and shit. And then they found her. And we've met a new POV. And then after they found her, we met newer POVs. Like, now we're following what? 4 people, including her and 3 other demons. And it's a lot for my little heart, okay? We met someone, his name is Adram, and you already sort of know what's going on. You already sort of know that it's gonna be a why choose sort of deal. So we met Adram, okay? We got his POV, that's how we met him. And I was just like, okay, some romance is gonna be here. We like it, we're into this, some smutty romance. I mean, obviously, the first chapter alone of this book was a mouthful. Quite literally. And then we've met Toby and Eli, and they got excited upon seeing her. And I just confirmed that this is gonna be a why choose thing, right? It reminds me so far of Neon Gods, but on crack. Right now, are we captured? Yes. Are we being tortured? Yes. Are we in a dungeon? Yes. Are we being starved? And again, tortured for days and days on end? Yes. Did we almost die? Yes. However, it is doing things. A lot of things. They are doing things. A lot of things. And it is doing things to me. And I keep flipping pages. Yay. And oh my god, the action between the 3 men in itself, without the goddamn succubus chick, just the action between those 3 men. When I say action, you know what I mean. It's a lot. It's a lot. I love it. Also, something that I absolutely did not expect was inclusion of demisexuality, which is, this is the first time I've seen it. After all this, I went into Eli's POV. I'm done after his POV. I can't spoil. This is a new book. I cannot spoil shit already. But Eli's POV, Rebecca, my dude. You're doing stuff to me. I would like to add that the plot does thicken. It just thickened. It's juicier. And after all of that, they discovered that the succubus that they have been torturing for days might be the wrong person, or they thought wrong about her. So the plot is thickening. We like it. It's a lot. So I finished this morning. I couldn't sleep, and then I slept, and then I woke up at like 4 a.m. I went into a downhill point in the book, and I was just like, this is getting a little bit repetitive. So throughout the book, we are following multiple POVs. We have Dea, who is the succubus that I told you about, and then we have Adram, and who's a demon, who's literally fucking Satan. And then we have Eli, who's my favorite, and then we have Toby and Rathe. Rathe is a giant, okay? He's like a... what's the word? What's the goddamn word? I'm not gonna say ogre. It's not an ogre. Do not think about fucking Shrek. I mean that literally. I don't mean, do not think about, I know my brain is a little bit broken, so that just could have been me, and I need stuff to like be super laid out for me so I could like comprehend it perfectly. So that could have been completely my fault and my brain's fault. But I thought at times I was just a bit confused on what POV we're in, because sometimes in the middle of a POV we have another like a POV shift, and sometimes we don't, so it just gets a little bit confusing. But then I hit the last few pages, and not the last few pages, the last few chapters, the last few POVs, and I found myself flipping like a madman throughout the pages, because it started like having more action in it and started, you know, introducing new shit all over the place, and I like it. It's like filled me with so much giddiness. So it's not this like big ass like deep thought poetic writing masterpiece. It's a dark smutty fantasy. The spice level is 5 out of 5. 5 is even like, I don't like the 5 scale with this book. It's like a 10 out of 10 out of spice. The last thing that I wanted to emphasize is to check the trigger warnings, because she went there. It's a lot. I don't know where this author has been all my life, but she's not getting out of it now. I mean, I like it. The writing is fun. The characters are charismatic. They do feel like different characters, but just slightly. That's one thing also that I sort of had like a negative review of. The different men, the different, well, whatever they are, characters felt sort of like, it had the feeling that this was written by the same author, which can be good and can be bad. Depends really on you. Those are like the only negative things. This was amazing. It like gave me so much. I was like, this is getting a little bit boring, and then it flipped on me and shit started happening and people started dying and then not dying and then dying and then not dying, and my heart kept going all over the place, and I got attached to Eli, and of course the person I get attached to is the one to go, but like not really go. So I ended up rating it 4 out of 5 stars. 4 out of 5 stars. I debated whether to give it 3.5 or 4 out of 5, but then I just, you know, until Goodreads starts giving us halvesies, I'm just gonna settle for straight numbers. And this will fulfill everything, okay? Everything. We have everything. Chef's kiss. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the video. Bye.